Welcome to this new video. While in the previous previous and first video of the series, we discussed about the concat function and how it is possible to append two or more datasets with this function. Right now, we're going to discuss the merge function in Python. So, how is it possible to combine two data frames by using a common column as a key. In this case, as you can see, I've already imported pandas, which is the library that we need to use for um, to analyze data and to manipulate data. And I also imported NumPy, which is the library that is needed to do mathematical and scientific computations. The first data frame, which is named the F1 in this case, contains information about the IDs of the customers and the regions where these customers are from. While the second data frame has another information. So we also have the customer identifier in this table in this data frame, but also the number of orders that were submitted by these customers. So by using merge, it is possible to get a final table that represents the whole picture of where the customer is from and how many orders were submitted by each customer. And in order to do that, the first step is to create a merge table, which we will call merged. So df1, df2. Then here we have to decide how we want to merge the two data frames. So if we want an inner join, so which means that only the matching rows from the column keys are gonna be taken into consideration. We can opt for an outer join if we want all the rows from the first and second data frame in the new data frame. And the left join, which gets all the rows from the first data frame and the matching rows from the second data frame, and then the right join, which gets all the rows from the right data frame and the matching rows from the left data frame. In this case, in order to have everything in the new merge table, we're gonna opt for an outer merge. Other thing that is important to take into consideration is the on parameter. So with on, we can define the column that will be the key, and that will be used as a key to match the rows from the two different data frames. In this case, the key is gonna be cast ID. By the way, it's also possible to define the left key and the right key. So the name of the column that we want to use from the first data frame and the name of the column that we want to use for the second data frame. This is particularly useful when we want to use two columns that do not have the same name in the two data frames that we want to merge. Then we can print it. And here we have it. So basically, here you can notice how we managed to have a whole view right now, a whole overview of our customer activity. So where the customer is from and how many orders were submitted by the customer by merging the information from the two data frames. However, there are still some things that we can do to make this data frame look better. For example, in the region column, you can see that there is a missing value in the last row, and because we don't have any information of the region of the customer number 8, and we have a missing value also for the orders column. In fact, we don't know how many orders were submitted by the customer number 5. So what we want to do is to fill and change this missing value and fill it with the average orders. While for the region missing value for customer number 8, we want to have the rest of the word like rest of the word written in this cell. So in order to do that, we have to first calculate the average orders. So to this merged orders mean. So by doing this, we now have average orders, the average orders information, and now we can fill the average orders information into the missing value in the orders column. Orders equals to merged orders, and then we have to use the fill and a function. And within the brackets, we have to write our calculation. Then we can do the same for the region column, for the region missing value for the customer number 8. Region, and then we fill the missing values with the sentence. Rest of the world. Then when we print our merged data frame, we should get a clean version. Exactly. So here we have it. Now we can see that the missing value in the orders column for the customer number 5 now shows the average orders, so the number of average orders. And for the customer number 8, we have a rest of the world. We can go one step further and group the orders by region, and then source the orders, the total orders from and sort the regions by the region that has the most orders to the region that has the least amount of orders. The first thing to do is to use the group by function. So merged group by, and then we can group by region, And then we can create another element. So final is grouped. Orders. Sum. So what we did right now is that we group that we say to Python that we want the regions to be aggregated and to be grouped by total orders. In order to have the regions sorted by a number of orders in descending order, we have to use the sort values function, which and then sets ascending to false. Print. If we run, then we get this, and we can see how Europe is the top region when we consider the total amount of orders, followed by Africa, America, rest of the world, and then Asia. So yeah, for this video, we discussed um, how is it possible to merge two data frames, how is it possible to fill eventual missing values, and also how eventually group the values by a column, and which aggregation, uh, which operator it is possible to use to get the final result. In this case, we use the sum operator, but it's also possible to use the average and yeah, any other operators based on the question and what what you are supposed to solve. So it is all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, have a good one.